now before. Let me do this now before it happens. It's gonna happen. All right. So today we're gonna cover a couple of things, and um, the first thing is gonna be this Hoover. Okay. So let me see if I can incorporate a couple of things with this, so you can get the most out of it. All right. Because it's really not just what my title is like I'm strip mining the thing. But what it is that the quick connect, the part that normally leaks on the Hoover, the Power Scrub, that part is not being sold anymore. Okay, new, right? The OEM part, right? So you can find, I believe, aftermarket parts on Amazon, roughly about $70. If you go to eBay, you're gonna find them for a variety of prices, from $40 up to $147. Actually, if you think I'm definitely not joking, here's my little laptop here. Okay, the quick connect I'm talking about. Look at that. See that some of them are priced pretty high because it's the market, right? They know. People know it's not available. If people get desperate, it's like, man, but $147, bro, a guy's gonna buy another shampooer, okay? So when people talk about like price gouging and all the other crap, if you're the only one with this product, okay, but if you and others are selling it, the market will take care of that. You'll quickly say, oh shit, I better lower these prices. So keep that in mind, man. A lot of this talk, about prices and all the other stuff, groceries and everything else. It's the market controls that. The market you're in, how's that? The market that you're in controls a lot of that. So competition is definitely needed. All right, that's you always want to have competition. All right, and that'll fix a lot of things. Okay, but it works in the opposite too, because let's say like the labor market, if a lot of cheap labor is available, right? The people that are in that same bracket, they're competing against people that are willing to, or out of necessity, will take cheaper. You know what I mean? They'll take less. They'll take less to get the opportunity. So whoever the buyer in this case, which is the employer, is the buyer right now, right? So the employer is looking at, well, this is my market, right? These guys would do it for $10 an hour. But these guys need $20 an hour, right? So all of a sudden, these guys they're gonna gravitate, just like you do when you're buying an item. You're gonna gravitate to the option that's probably not as expensive, and you try to avoid cheap stuff because it'll cost you more in the end. Just like employees. You got the wrong guy and the wrong people in your company, it can cost you more in the end. Even if they took the job for less, it can cause you more problems. Anyway, I'll leave that one alone. All right, let me pull up all the stuff I need to pull up so I can talk to you guys properly and respond to any questions or anything like that. So just kind of bear with me a little bit, and we'll see what we can do. Okay. All right, but who's hanging here right now? Hey, Caleb. Hey, Brady. What's up, Brady? What's up, Caleb? I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, Caleb. Is it Caleb? It may be Caleb, right? I think I'm saying that right. The sweetest sound. What do they say? The sweetest sound in our language is the sound of your name. So, you try not to mess up somebody's name. That's the sweetest sound. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's Caleb. Awesome, Caleb. All right, so let me get started with this thing, okay? Now first, let's say you have one of these spin scrubs and you kind of just want to test it to see where your leak is coming from, right? The best don't just take my word for it. So what you would do is you would take it down, strip it down, you know, get some, what you do for your testing, get some water in your tank. Now I took the motor out of this one already because we got a replacement unit for the customer. So the motor was the problem. The motor was like sparking and everything, and the motor tripped the fuse, and the fuse shut everything down and say, hey man, don't use this anymore, okay? Because sometimes you leave it up to us, we'll still try to get the last minute shampooing out of this damn thing and then cause a problem, all right? So that's what that fuse was installed for. Let me see if I took this off. So you would take the 2 screws out of here, take all the screws out from the bottom, right? The quick connect is in this section right below here. So if you turn the unit, let's say you didn't even turn it on, you just put your tank on, and all of a sudden water is like leaking out on the floor, most likely it's coming from the quick connect. I'm gonna tell you why, okay? All right. So let me see. Did I take the screws off at the bottom? Man, I can't destroy my pictures here. All right, let's take these out real quick. All right, and you know, and don't be afraid to take screws out, man. Especially out of vacuum cleaners. Some of them are made. Some of them are made really to repair, and some, perfectly honest with you, man, some were just kind of made to chuck it. Okay, and that's unfortunate, but that's you know, that's the way it is. The more expensive cleaners, they really do make them to repair, because they're also kind of considering the fact that a person put a lot of money into it, and they'll be pretty pissed off if you made it so that machine is just not repairable. Okay, think about it. So the market will answer. Tell these companies, you better fix this thing, all right, because you're not going to get any more sales. All right, so now I took all the screws out. Let me see if I can get it off. I'm getting a little flat head right here. Pop it. All right. And voila, this is off, right? Okay, so like I said, I took the motor out. But this is what you would do. Now, this is the quick connect, this little section right here. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to put a link to this actual quick connect that I have. I have this one quick connect that's coming out of this machine, used, right? It's going to be on my website, used. I'll put the link in the description. So if anyone watches this video and said, man, you know, I'm buying for $149, look, Wayne has one. I'm going to show you the test right now. What I'm going to do to test to make sure it's not leaking. If it is leaking, it's not going on the website. Maybe it's on already, but I won't share the link, all right? I think I put it on so I can easily share the link if necessary, okay? So what you do to test this, okay, is you get tank filled with water, okay? Put it on. You don't even have to press the trigger. The reason why you don't have to press the trigger, guys, all right, now water is already filling up, okay? Now, this big line right here, okay? The moment you put this water on, this big line is already shooting water down to the floor, okay? It's not going to the main sprayer that your trigger is activating. It's going to the quick connect, okay? And that quick connect is waiting for you to put your hose in it, and then it's going to allow that water to continue going up into the hose. But right now, the water is in a staging area in this waiting for it to be activated, okay? And that activation is going to happen. One, you need the motor to be running if you want to be able to use it, okay, to have that power, okay? Because what is using the power of the motor suction is turning a wheel on the inside of this quick connect that's zinging the water up the hose so it can spray out, okay? Other than that, the water will just kind of sit right here and do nothing, just kind of go around in a circle, just kind of waiting for, you know, like a waiting room, all right? I've already shown a hack for a lot of folks who either can't find a quick connect. Now they're more available. At the time, when I first put up that first video, you couldn't find them, okay? Now they're out there. They're on Amazon, and now people have got wind of it, and they're selling them for $100 online. And so the test is done, right? The test is done. There's no leaking, okay? So this quick connect works, That's really, if you need to test this thing, that's what you're looking to do. Just put this thing on, let the water seep down, and see if it'll wait and not leak out. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Now, there's a couple of other things that go bad with this machine. This turbine is one thing. Is this even being sold? I know this. Let me see, when did they even stop making this? I'm not even sure if that's even that important. But let me check on the turbine. Okay. All right. Let me check on the turbine. Now the quick connect number, the part number is 440005353. 440005353. That's the part number. Let me see. Maybe you know what? Let me do this right now. Let me put it in the description right now. Let me see. Can I edit this right now? Let me see. Let's edit. Can I edit? Can I add? Yep. Edit title and description. All right. Let me see. What did I say? 44000. What was that number again? Hold on. I'm gonna get it for you right now. Okay, let's just copy this, and I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna paste this. All right. Boom. Quick connect. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Product number. And then below that, all right, I'm gonna put the link if someone actually do want to buy it right off of our website. There's only one available, so I'm gonna just put it there, and then just let it go, man. To see what happens. If you guys want it, go for it. If not, it'll be there for somebody. Somebody will want it. Okay, there's no stress. All right, but I know that these things are just like, and boom, I just have it up for $40. So anyone here. So I put the quick connect, I put the number in there. It should be there, guys. It should be there right now. So let me take this apart and show you how to take this down. And somebody may have one of these machines and the motor went out, but everything else is fine. And maybe you just want to sell it somewhere. That's perfectly okay. That's the world we live in. We can buy and sell. We trade. Okay, trade time for money. We trade products for money. We trade time for time. You know what I mean? So I'm going to take the screw out. All right. And just going to pop this guy out. Let's pull it out. Okay. So you see, so the water is here. Let me take this off. Let me pull it right off. The water's going to start leaking out. So, all right. Trusty flathead. My trusty flathead. I'm just gonna kind of just kind of wedge it off a little bit. Just kind of pull it out. Come out. Ooh, yeah, all that water came out. So, so yes, it was working, right? And it still is. So this quick connect is good to go. All right, this is working, is doing its job, and somebody would be the proud owner of this to fix their Hoover. Now here is the hack that I gave some folks. Okay, you just want to plug this. You plug this hole right here. Okay, and this is actually what I use to plug it. I use this thing right here because this just stops it right up. I just take this out and I stick it in there. But that's if you were throwing this away. I'm not throwing it away. But then if you do that, you have a hole opened right here where your suction is going to escape. The suction that this was using, okay, to spin the wheel. Now that suction is just kind of going out. So it's going to reduce your suction. So what you're going to have to do is plug that hole. Okay. Let me show you. Now, oh shit. Damn. I just dropped something. Now you can probably keep the quick connect connected to this thing. You can probably just leave it down there and just plug this. Like, for example, you don't even have to take it out. You can just leave it in there. And really all you're doing is you're going to take this guy out and plug this hole. Okay? If you like. All right? Okay, just plug this guy up. This way, when when you put it on, the water will come and it'll just stop, and then the rest of the water is being used for spraying the carpet. You just won't have access to your upholsteries anymore. But the fact of the matter is, if this thing is leaking all over the place and all that, you can't use the machine properly anymore anyway. So you sacrifice one for the other. If you don't want to sacrifice it at all, go online, buy one of these and replace it. Okay, it's not difficult. You can see how simple it was for me to take it out. Okay, all right. So it's just trade-offs. You kind of figure out which trade-off you're willing to live with. Okay, if you're willing to live with having this and only use it for the floors, then do this little hack I'm showing you. And if you really say, man, I need it for my upholsteries too, then replace it and get another one and put it in there, and that's it. The only thing is, with my little setup here, you were able to see. You were able to see it tested, okay? And anyone who's planning on selling these, you want to fully test it before you sell it. You don't want to return if you can help it. The other thing is is this guy here, okay? The assembly. And now I don't have a motor to really properly test this, but I can test it for leaks, or if it's going to spray or not. The motor will generate the suction. The suction spins this fan. The fan spins some gears. The gears turn the brush. That's how that works. So if you notice that your brushes are not turning properly, it could also be this, because it does pull air in. Yes, it does pull air in through here too, okay? And I'm thinking that's what they're using for this. The suction is using this to turn this. And I believe that's what it is. It is. The suction is pulling in hard here. That allows this to turn, and then it turns your brushes. Okay? Now, sometimes you just have to clean this guy off. All right? There's a lot of lint and carpet fibers will get stuck in here and clog up your suction. All right? So that's the other little tip. Okay? But the stuff that you're going to find that's hard to get would be the span. Let me see if the turbine is still being sold, this part. All right, let me double check on that for you guys real quick. All right, where am I going? Okay, I'm going over here. All right, probably one of the best sites to find some of these parts. You go to Parts Warehouse and you get a full schematics on a lot of these vacuums. I'm looking to do the same thing to my website, but these guys have served me. I even ordered some parts from them before, a couple of times. And if my suppliers don't have it for some reason, and maybe they have overstock, sometime I'll go to these guys. So I trust them. And yeah, so this is not even being sold anymore. All right. So this guy, let me see if I can pull it up, and it tells you literally, it tells you discontinued by manufacturer. See that? So now I know this part works because I used the machine prior to just temporarily kind of get something going, and it was able to move the brushes. So I know that part works. But look at this, not available. So I'm just going to take this out. Okay. And I'll be honest, man, it's a shame. It's the way it is, man. You know, some companies, they don't see the profit in stocking these particular parts. They may think that it's a lot better, it's more profitable to sell a new machine, which obviously it is, but it does leave a sour taste in people's mouths that they buy a machine and there's no service available, or there's no parts available. You know, it's you know what I mean? Sour taste. Okay. I'm gonna pause because I got something I want to show you. When I say sour taste, I thought about something else, and I hope you guys can forgive me for sharing this, right? Because there's sometimes I think about things and it pop in my head, and I'm like, man, I got a couple people watching the show. Hey, you know, take a look, all right? Because even if you came for that, you already got what you came for. I got some more tips for you, but don't go nowhere. I mean, I got 2 tips if I have enough time for people who have a sanitary vacuum. Okay, let me get to this. People have a sanitary vacuum, and where's the other one? Yeah, that's it. Sanitary vacuum. Oh, and a Kirby. Because I was talking to. Oh my God, man, this cat was so cool too. I better get his name because this cat's cool. I want to give him a shout out. I'm gonna give him a shout out, man, because I don't want to butcher his name. Remember what I said? The sweetest sound in America is the name of your name, right? Your name. That's the sweetest sound, man. Let me see if I can find him in the comments, and then maybe I can answer some questions too. Okay, Sabbath 7081. Cool cat. He loves the Kirby Classic. We've been back and forth communicating. So big up to you. But he reminded me of something I did. I did it in service, like I was doing, but I just never thought of to share it as a tip. So I'm gonna pass it on to you guys. All right. So hold on for that. So big up to Sabbath for sharing with me. Okay, and we'll go from there. All right. And I'll get back to some of these comments that people left, and we'll go from there. All right. Okay. So but for Brady, for hanging in, thanks for coming in, and Caleb, thanks for shouting out and for giving me 2 seconds of your time. All right. So this is not available anymore. Okay. So let me see. I'm curious as to what they're trying to sell this for on eBay right now. Let me see something. And the market is amusing because at the same time, you know, you're like, damn, man. You know, do I have to deal with this, but that is what it is. Okay, let me paste this and see what eBay is selling this for. Oh, damn it, what did I do? Oh, I copied the damn thing again. All right, let's do it again. Copy. I should have just had AI do it for me, right? It'll do it a lot faster. All right, search. Okay, so now this one is being sold for used. Not that bad. They're actually selling this. You know what's funny? And you know why this is being sold for less than what the other one? This is like $50, $53 I'm seeing online. Somebody is selling one for $29, $35, $39 on eBay. Okay, it's because I think the request for this is higher. The demand for this is higher. Okay, and it's people have been really irritated by not being able to have this. So this also, when I said strip mine in these, right? I was gonna throw the machine out, and I said, wait a second, time out. No, this is the wrong machine to throw away, man. Because these things are not available, and people still have these machines. So maybe I can make some stuff available for some folks use, because I really only sell new things on my website. And if I go to eBay, I'll sell a few things on eBay. Mostly the used stuff will go on eBay and stuff like that. But you know, eBay has its own fees and all everything. so I'll move these on my site, but not too much. I don't want to put too many used things on my site. All right, so now I took this. I'm not gonna do nothing with this brush. This brush is gonna get thrown out. Okay, you know, like no, you know, no. You know, I have access to brushes. I think these. Let me check. Let me check and see if this brush is still being sold. That's messed up, right? Oh my gosh. At least, you know, how's this? You come to my page here, and maybe you can come here before you go out. All right, so these brushes are about $30. Okay, so you can still get access to them. So we don't need this. All right, let's move on. Now, the other thing that goes bad would be power switches. All right, and these power switches should still be they should still be available for people. The power switches, okay, they should still be available. So well, you know what? Let me find out. Let me do another one. Let me find out, man. Let me not say nothing without me knowing exactly what's going on, and I don't want to do that. So where we go? Where we go? Where's the power switch number? Oh, I definitely have to put this on my these things on my web. I gotta do this, man. I'm gonna have to go hire somebody. And look, you know, um, where are you, man? Where's the power switches at? Control. No, that's not it. Power switch. Oh, coño, bro. The power switch is not available. What the hell, man? So, okay. So, so the so the power switches are not available anymore. God, that's that's when you know things are moving on, right? Is this like, is it like watching stocks? You know, when you watch stocks, something's coming out and you're like, man, this stock is about to go hit. I better buy now because this something's gonna happen. Let me buy something now. And there was a stock. Oh my God, what stock did she tell me? My sister-in-law be keeping me updated, bro. She's a hawk with this stuff, right? She's a hawk with this, man. She be moving. She she be buying shares like crazy. Um, what's company she said that I can't even think of them. She sent me a text and I'm using the phone. I can't even get to that. So you get this out, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get this out of here, and I'll hold on to this. I may need this for service, so I'll hold on to this. All right, I'll hold on to this. But let you see what it looks like. This is the power switch, and then I'm gonna do my best to demonstrate exactly how I took it out. Okay, because the camera is not in the right position for that. Okay, so these it's in the machine sitting like this in the back, and all you have to do is get your little flathead, and just kind of press down on this little section right there, and slide it out. Just press it down a little bit and pop it out, and it comes right out. Okay. All right, guys, I don't have my gloves today because I ran out, and the rest is in my workshop at the house, so I'll use these. So I don't have my favorite gloves today. So I'll use these guys. All right. Keep it moving. Oh, let me share with you the damn thing I saw when I said that leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and people don't get that everything sometimes it's just manners, man. Everything isn't they make everything to be like race and all the other bullshit. But everything isn't that. Okay? Sometimes it just matters, bro. Sometimes it's just manners and culture. Like, if you grew up in an area, right, where you're taught to think this way, you're a child, right, and you're taught to think this way, you become that thing. You become that thing. That's just what it is. And so when I say culture, that's what I mean. The household, the neighborhood, or whatever, right? There are people that live in I used to live in the South Bronx, right? There are people that live in the neighborhood that they don't behave like what you would think a person should behave like in a neighborhood. Unfortunately, what they do is they're on guard because of things. So they may be less trustworthy, trusting of other people. They may be, very apprehensive. So they are being conditioned by the neighborhood. But there's a lot of nice folks, good people, and poor neighborhoods, or whatever you want to call it, that don't. So you can't group everybody and say these people in the hood act this way. No, but it depends on the culture that they adopt. So you live in that area, but you don't behave that way. You don't move that way, right? You don't have to. Okay. So when they talk to people and they blanket them, black people are oppressed, white people are racist, that kind of crap. And they love to do that, right? And it's sickening, man. And I'm tired of it because, I have to always undo the crap that people are doing. And my son absorbs stuff. My two boys. And I say, hey, cut that out. Don't bring that here. This is not. We don't do that. Cut it. No. We don't do that. But I saw these kids, man. These kids, and I'm like, who the hell teaching these kids to act like this? You know? And where is it? Let me see if I can find it, and I'll share it with you guys. And then I'm gonna keep on, because this it's ridiculous. All right, let's see if I can find the kids. Hold on. Here, right here. Take a look at this. These kids are robbing a place. Little kids. Like, these guys got to be like 6 or 7 years old, or 5, or maybe 8. Look at it. So they're walking out with a bag of stuff, like big bags, and big bags of stuff, and they're trying to get out the door. Now, and then these guys have their commentary, whatever. And I'm like, so when I said bad taste, so somebody sees this, and they're like, man, these little black kids, man, you know. And then it's like, well, why are you following me around the store? Well, it's not you, man. It's not you per se. It's just that the last 10 people that came in that behaved the way you do stole from us. So we're looking. And it goes the other way. But most of the time, people don't encounter, when they're talking about, some people don't encounter black folks at all. Some people don't encounter white people in that way. But they see stuff. And they see things on TV, or they see, and then they have an assumption. They make the assumption. That's all. That's what's happening. It's crazy. Bad taste. So when it comes to companies, when companies do these dumb stuff, people get a bad taste, and it's like, well, I ain't messing with you guys no more, But we do it with people too. We do it with culture also. I ain't messing with you guys no more. You know what I mean? Like a salesperson come to your house. I used to sell door to door, and I have to make sure my guys dress sharp. I was like, listen, I'm not, like some companies have HR where they can't really say something about person's dress code too much, or they're kind of tippy-toeing around shit. And they do that because, certain laws and whatever is in place. And okay, fine. But if you work at my company, man, I should have a right to say to you, hey, listen, you can't dress like that. Okay? I really should. Let's say I hire a young lady to come work at my counter, and she comes in very inappropriate clothes, right? And I'm like, look, I'll be honest with you. You're gonna have to find a way to talk to them and tell them, no, you can't come in, you can't dress like that. I can't have you behind the counter, with your breasts like hanging out. The only thing missing is the patch over your nipples or something like that. I can't. You know what I mean? That it's like, no, come on, you can't come to work like that. It's like, come on, man. But I have to tell my guys, I say, hey man, I need you got to throw in a shirt and tie, bro. You got to throw in a shirt and tie. I don't got a tie. Okay, great. I'll take you to Walmart, man. I'm gonna go buy a little cheap tie and put it on you, because if you want to have any level of success in this thing, first impression is what it is, right? But if you go into a customer and you step it up to them and you smell like, weed or something, like, fine, you want to smoke weed, smoke it on the weekends, but don't smoke it right before you come to work and you're gonna walk into a customer and you smell like that stuff. So that's my attitude about these things. It's like common sense. Just, and so you have little kids like this, and they're stealing from a store, and I'm like, holy cow, man, who the hell? And they're like band together, man. It's like, who's teaching these kids to do this shit? Oh my God. And then and then you wonder why a person would look at those kids and have a preconceived notion of what they think those kids are gonna act like. It's not cool. It's not cool. All right. Anyway. And then you excuse it. Don't excuse it. Oh, because of this. No, poverty don't create that. poverty may create hunger. Poverty may create a lack mentality because I don't have, so I think in lack, right? But poverty don't make you shoplift, okay? Poverty don't make you do that. Cut that out. There's a lot of people in poverty that don't do that. So that's a bad excuse. Bad excuse. I don't think I can get any. Oh, I can get one more thing from this. Let me show you. This guy here is also a problem on these machines a lot. Okay? This guy's a problem. What this is a reservoir. So when you put your tank on here, let's say you're leaking out the back or something, right? Or the water is just not going down. Then stuff like this needs to be replaced. This is called a reservoir, right? And let me see if the reservoir is still available. Let me check one more. Let me do one more check because I'm gonna be done with this. All right, I'm gonna be done with this one. I'm gonna move on to the next tip, and then I have to get to work. I kind of picked the time. Oh shit, the reservoir is not available anymore. All right, so even even this guy is not available anymore. Do they? Yeah. You know what? I'm cool with the guys from Hoover and everything, but and I'm sure whoever the service guy is, they're not in charge of pushing out products, So I can't. I'm not gonna bust their chops about this stuff, And but yeah, this is also see if you have to replace this, it's fairly simple. Just take the screws out of here. There are 4 screws in here. Pop the screws out. Get another one, pop it back in, no big deal. All right, this is good to go. All right, okay, what we got? Oh, Ivan is back. Oh, dude, man, you are on a mission, bro. Ivan must have a special mission mandate. Ivan's like, this is my job. This is what I do. What's up, bro? Oh man, Ivan's like, this is my job. I do this every day, all day, every day. I still admire the fact that you're very consistent and persistent, right? So, big up to you. All right, so so I may put this on later, but again, these are more available than these are. These are the ones that are not that available. Okay. All right, here's my next tip. All right. If anyone else have let me open up the bigger part of the chat because I can't really see much here. Yeah, man. I'm saying big up, Ivan. Am I saying that name right? It is Ivan. There's a hyphen over the A. Ivan or Ivan, right? And if you type Ivan again, I won't know. But if you put like I don't know, AUN, then you let me know. That's how you sound it out. So if you say Ivan. Oh, word. Oh, that's what's up, man. Where is that from? What part of the world is that name? The way you spell it? What language or something like that? Hungry. Oh, no. Hungry. Oh, word. Well, big up to Hungry, man. Big up to the folks in Hungry. Big up to Hungry. All right? Yes. Never been there. Never been to Hungry. All right? And next tip. Hey, Caleb, are you from Hungry too? I'm trying to see. All right, I'll wait till you guys type up. All right, okay, so here we go. Next up. Next up. So if you have a sanitaire vacuum, all right, and you wanna let me pull up a picture of a sanitaire, the one I'm referring to, sanitaire upright. Okay. Man, I wish this, I wonder if I've got to be able to hook this up to that big screen right there. I'm going to figure something out. I'm going to figure it out. All right, so let me see. Sanitaire vacuum. All right, so this is the one I am referring to. Let me show you these types. Come on. Holy cow, man. I tell you, you know, when you want your damn your computer to kind of move a certain way, then it starts acting like a, I'm gonna use my wife's word, stop acting like a Bianca. That's her word that she used. All right, so let's say you have one of these sanitaires, right? Okay, let's say you have one of these here, or something like it. You can actually convert it. You can go out and buy this one. Now, this is the bagless. Okay, right here. That's the bagless. You see that bag right there? Okay? It can be converted to that. So some people, the sanitairs come in, you come in the shakeout bag, okay, which looks like this. Okay? It comes like this. There's nothing, no zipper. What you would do is slide this out and dump the dirt out. Okay? I'm not a fan of this, but some people are. But the benefit is that you're not buying bags. That's the benefit, right? Okay, no problem. But so if you're using it in an office building, it may not be a big deal. But if you're using it in your home or to clean homes, probably not the one, okay? All right? But, and the bottom of the base looks like this, okay? And it comes, there's a little screw, there's a tab that goes under here. So what it would do is they would put this here like this. Let me show you. They would hook it up here, right? And then they would lock it, and then they lock it in, right? And then that's how the dirt goes up into there like this. All right, so let's say you wanted to convert this to a bag, okay? One way, a couple ways to do it. One, they sell a bag with a zipper. You can just buy the bag with the zipper, okay? That's fine. You can just, easy to do, all right? But if you want to do this, if you want one of these, okay, where you can just empty the bin at the bottom, all right? If you really look at what this is doing, all this has, guys, are 2 screws. That's all it has, 2 screws, okay? And believe it or not, it fits right over the area just like that, okay? Now, the only drawback is you're gonna have to take the handle out and all that, and because you're gonna have to position a handle up in here, and you're going to lose the wrap-up feature, okay? You're gonna lose that feature when you start using this, because this is gonna cover the area where you normally would wrap up that lower hook, wrap it up. But if your goal is to have a way to dump it easy, okay, then, and I'm not the biggest fan of this bag thing here, because I think they should have been able to dump it the other way. But I understand why they do it this way. I understand why they do it like this. It just seems like it should have been the other way, but you can't turn it. This can't recline. It's gonna hit the pole, the wand. You know what I'm saying? The wand is gonna hit it. But I know why they do it this way. Maybe sideways. Maybe it would have been better sideways, because then you can just pull this out and dump it, stick this back in here, and put this back and lock it back in. But I'm thinking sideways would have been better, right? Tip to the side, pull this out, because it becomes like a battle. That's a little bit of an inconvenience to me to unlock it from this side. But if you're gaining this, right? It's something you could try. Okay, fair enough. All right, let me go back and look at what these guys are saying, because oh man, I'm crazy with humor. So Do you have Discord? You know what? I may have to set one up, man. You know what? OBS Studio, I do. I use that at the house, in my little garage studio, and where I can share screens and stuff like that. I just didn't set it up here. But you know what? Thank you for that. I think that's what I should do. I have OBS Studio though, at the home computer. So there are a couple of stuff on my site where if you look at some of the old videos, you'll see where I'm sharing screens, and it's a different setup. The ones I do at night, if you ever see me do shows normally around 7:30 or something like that, I'm using the OBS Studio at the house. But you're right, I should set one up here, and I should, because I have one on this laptop, but the laptop can't seem to handle the load. Okay, so I would have to buy another computer. You know, don't worry, I'll get it done. But thanks for that. Do it now, right? Oh yeah, you would be a. Oh yeah, you, dude. You want to be a mod? I don't know, man. You got a sick sense of humor, man. I don't know. That's appreciate the offer. All right, my last tip before I get out of here. Hey, Ivan, though, let me get to know you more. I won. My bad. I won. I'm saying, I got to say it right. I won. Let me get you know more. I would. Look, I'm not against the idea. I'm not one to get sucker punched. I don't like getting sucker punched. And it seemed like you may have you have a little screw. You know, when someone mess with you, they dig in the screwdriver and they kind of twist it a little bit. You seem to have that kind of sense of humor. Yeah, let me stick it. Let me throw something in there. But that might not be a bad idea, Ivan. I won. One second, guys. Monroe Vacuums, I can help you. Oh man, gosh, your timing is always a little bit wonky. Yeah. You know what it is? I shoot live. I do videos at a certain time of the day when I know things are down. The crowd coming in. So like you're right now, this phone call is being it's live on YouTube. So yeah, hit me back later, okay? All right, buddy. All right. Yes. Okay. So let's go to the next one. So this is out the way. So this is another tip, one last tip, and we're gonna be done. Okay. Give me a second. One last tip for you guys, and we're out of here. Okay, so this tip is about the bag, and I gotta give Sabbath 7081. I want to give him props for reminding me about this. Okay. All right. So now there's a little drawback to it, but bear with me. It may not be an issue for a lot of folks, but just in case somebody want to do it. Okay, just in case somebody want to do it. All right. What Kirby used to have, this bag right here, this adapter, there's a few versions. You have the pre-G4 version, which is a little bit thinner than this. Okay, and this one comes like that. All right, for Kirby guys. And then you have the F style. Okay, so you have this style. No, you have one in between these two. There's one in between these two. Okay, there's one in right in the middle. So there's four in my memory. There's four adapters. Okay, you have the one right before for Kirby, the G3 Heritage. And the ones before that are oval and odd shapes, but you're not You're not going to try to get those bags for this anyway. So I'm not really talking about the oval ones, right? I'm talking about the ones that can use this bag here. The ones that can use this twist on bag, okay? With the little patch right here. Man, this bag has dirt in it. I don't want to show too much dirt to you guys. That's not cool, right? Okay, but anyway, it is what it is. So you put it in like this way so it can line up with your notch, and then you twist it, right? Okay, you have that. But then what they did is they came out with a different fill tube. Okay, the fill tube for this guy was a twist-on fill tube. You can just kind of twist it on. Okay, somewhere in the middle, they switched it up, and it was a snap-on tube. Let me just get this out of here. Give me a second. Okay, it was a snap-on tube like this. Okay, this should be a snap-on because it looks like it. Yep, it is. Okay, where's my glove? Where's my glove? Caleb. I mean, not Caleb. I won. Man, you know what I like about that is that, you know what, you ask, you have not because you ask not, you know that whole saying, and especially in sales, you got to ask for the order, and you ask and you ask, you know, until you get the order. And but let me tell you a trick to that, right? I'm gonna tell you a trick to this. Okay, you ready? So you don't want to be a badgering type of salesperson, right? You ask a question, the person tells you no, all right. Then you give them another option. Yeah, no, okay. But then you don't want to keep asking. So what you do now is you get permission to ask one more time. All right. Before I go, okay, can I give you one thing to think about before I go? All right, before we wrap this up, can I give you one more thing to think about? Person say, yeah, they give you permission to ask. So now you're not badgering. You just ask permission. Can I ask you one more thing before we wrap this up? All right, let me ask you something. How about if I ask you a different question then? You know what I'm saying? You get that permission to ask one more time. But if you keep asking like that, then it sounds like you're badgering, right? Right? Or you find your way to come back around to it. So you ask about something else, and then you come around to it again, right? So keep that in mind when asking. There are techniques to asking, okay? So now this one with the twist is not gonna fit on this dirty thing here. It's not gonna fit on this. It doesn't work that way. You need this kind of lip at the bottom to fit this. So if you ever go from this to this, you're gonna have to change this whole thing. You may even have to change this, okay? You may even have to change this. But let's say we wanted to go from this, F-style. Now the only benefit to changing from an F-style bag on a Kirby to this, okay? The real benefit of it is that you have the benefit of using both styles of Kirby bags. You can use the brown Kirby bags, or you can use the new, the white filter Kirby bags, okay? You follow me? Okay, you can use both of these, okay? Now, this can use both of these. This can use both of these. No, my bad. What am I doing? Yeah. So let me do it again. Let me say it back again. My bad. Let me say it again. Let's say you have an old Kirby like this. If you have the new Kirby, there's no need to change. If you have an old Kirby like this, and you want to have access to use both of these bags, now I'm saying it correctly, guys. Sorry about that. Making my own correction. Then you would be able to get this. Now, let me just check right now to see if you actually do need to change change this tubing also. You may not have to. Let me see something. No, you don't have to. This fits. So now what you just gave yourself here on your old the old generation, your old G6, G5, G4, diamond. Now you can use both the F style bags and you can use no, man, damn it, Wayne. Oh my God, bro, where's my brain at? Where's my brain at, man? Where's my brain at? No, this is what this this allows you to use both of them. Where the hell was I going? Now, the only reason I would do this if someone wanted to use these. That's what it is. If you're in the old Kirby and you're like, man, I like these new filters. I like the new filters, whatever. I'm going in circles right now because I remember there was a specific reason I changed up for a customer, and it was for a reason. It was for something. It was for something. It was because one of the bags was giving them access to. You can use both of these on this anyway. Why did we do that? Why did we do that? This will give you access to both of these. This is only this. Right. So, this guy, damn it, I had to get my thoughts in order. All right, I had to get my thoughts in order. This guy, when you have the F style, you only can use F style, okay? And if you wanted to use both, you would go to this guy. And this guy allows you to use both. Okay, that's what it was. So it's for the newer Kirby people. The old guys can always use this. The old guys can use both of these. That's what it was. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going in circles, man. I'm going nuts right now. All right? All right? So that's what it was. So if you ever have to, let's say you have a Avalier, you have a Centria, Avalier 2, Platinum, and it's going to come like this. And you want to be able to use any bag you can get from Kirby after 1984, okay? If you want to use any bag Kirby is selling, then this is the ultimate fit for both of them, okay? Because you can use both of these. That's what that tip was. I was going off in the tangents just now. All right, but anyway, that's it. That's it. And you know what? Sometimes guys will get rips in their bags, man. And I've seen people put tape. Just get a needle and thread. Okay? If you don't know how to sew, get someone in your family to just patch the damn thing up. Just patch it up. Get a needle and thread. And you can close up your bag. Okay? And if it's really, you don't like the look, then buy a new bag. These roughly by themselves are about 50 bucks or so. If you're buying the whole thing, it's probably going to be about $100 for the whole thing. But you don't have to buy the whole thing if your boot is not destroyed. If your boot is not destroyed, what you would do is this. You get this guy, and I did this last week. You open this guy up, okay? It's just that every week there's always a different crowd, so you never know if someone didn't see it. You open this guy up, you just peel this guy right out of here, and you wash your bag or use, sew it up or whatever you got to do, or you want to replace it, and then you just get a new bag. You don't have to replace the whole thing and spend a whole $100 when you already, this is not damaged, okay? Now, if this is damaged, yeah, you just buy a new boot, cut this off, this little twist zip tie here, and pop a new one on and keep it moving. All right, but that's it, guys, man. I hope you picked up something today. I won. You've been awesome. Yeah. Oh man, you live in Europe. Okay, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. These nuts. Exactly. That's why. We used to do that joke with him amongst the sales guys. We used to set each other up with that. We used to set each other up with that. It's like these nuts. Oh man, I worked with some real funny folks, man. These guys are the best. I had probably the best work team for 20 years. I work with some of the best people I can work with. For real, for real. I'm serious. I give them all love, man. I give them a whole lot of credit. Their sense of humor is off the chart. Actually, you would have loved them, dude. You would have loved these guys. You know, you find some like real curvy guys that work the field, and these guys are the funniest set of people I ran into, man. Real good. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna get to work. I got a bunch of stuff to do. Got some business clients stuff I have to get out, upgrading a couple of machines, replacing some stuff like that. So I kind of use my time wisely, and that's why you see around this. Normally I would have started my live at 1, but 1 has become the time where I get a lot of these guys coming in. I don't want to interfere with that while we're doing the live. I will see you guys later. I'm not sure about later this evening. It's possible I might do one this evening. I am absolutely not sure, but I'm absolutely definitely doing one tomorrow at around 3 o'clock. All right. And if I do one early, I may still do the 3 o'clock show anyway. Stay good. I won. I'll think about it. All right. I'll think about it. Caleb, thanks for hanging out today. Big up to everybody that came in. AM or PM? 1. Well, PM my time. PM my time. PM my time. I was supposed to go do some auctions today, but I'm gonna wait till next week. I was supposed to sell off some of these books that some of them I've been holding on forever and ever, and some I've just been recent. This is just one of. I have about 10 of these baskets, and then I have some also stored away that I'm gonna bring out. But I just felt it was time to start moving through them and get them sold, and see if somebody want to buy them off. And so I was gonna do that later on today, but I changed my mind. I'm gonna do it next week. All right. So I could prepare properly. I don't want to give these things sell them for $1, and then it was supposed to be. It's like, dude, man, that thing was worth $80, you know. So I gotta use my head on these. So I decided I was gonna wait, but it's called Primal Artists on Whatnot. That's my little thing, and I think I only have one buy now on there. I have to start loading stuff up, but I really get busy, man, and it's hard to do all these extracurricular type stuff and do it right on my schedule. But I'll get it done. All right. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Stay positive. Stay cool.